Hey, welcome to First and 40, the most informative 40 minutes of football news out there. I'm Lee Myth.
I'm Mehul. Thank you guys for joining us, and we hope you enjoy this episode.
So we are back. It has been 2+ years,
We are so back.
two full NFL seasons have gone by, but we are more than ready to dive right on in. And so there has been a lot of time lost here. So why don't we,
I'm
sorry.
looking at our old meeting note or like our past episode notes, and the last time we probably made, the last few times we made an episode, I'm looking at the power rankings that we made. I had the
Yeah.
Steelers at one, Seahawks at three,
Mhm.
Buccaneers at four. It's actually crazy how much has changed the past 2 years.
Yeah, yeah. So because of those power rankings changing, Mehul, let's go ahead and talk about the future dynasties. What teams are the future of the NFL, and are they really the future? Like, let's have some hot takes going.
Um, I think one that a lot of people have been talking about that pretty much had a lot of hype since their playoff run from last year would be the Texans, I would say.
Yep.
I mean, there's so much to talk about, especially like with this offseason that they've had too with Stephon Diggs and just
Right.
the amount of money they've spent in free agency and just going all in on CJ Stroud. And how
Yeah.
can you not with the rookie year he had, especially like what breaking so many rookie records in just his
Yeah.
first year
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
just taking advantage of that 4 year rookie window where you don't have to pay him like $50 million a year.
Yeah.
But I think there's not there's not a lot to not like about them. Hopefully I got that right.
Yeah, no, 100%. And I think especially because we saw how dominant that offense was in the playoffs. I mean, CJ Stroud is a playmaker. He is the definition of a playmaker, and he's quite literally the future of the NFL. And I think that he has the potential to be even better than this may be extremely, extremely early, but Patrick Mahomes. And I say that just because the fact that he didn't have the craziest talent in the world, but he was still able to make plays. Now he has Stephon Diggs. And their defense got loaded, absolutely loaded. Danielle Hunter, a huge, huge pickup. I mean, the Falcons should have gotten him, but regardless, a huge pickup for them. Derek Barnett, they re-signed him. CJ Henderson, just a ton of defensive signings. Jeff Okuda got acquired by them from the Atlanta Falcons. He's a solid corner, definitely, and I think that they are getting ready to make waves and potentially take down that Chiefs team, that back-to-back Patrick Mahomes dynasty that's forming there in Kansas City.
I think correct me if I'm wrong, but I think even after all these like all the money that they spent this year, they
Hmm.
still have like a good amount of cap space going into next offseason. So even if I saw it somewhere. I don't know if it's right or it's wrong. It's probably true, just because it's only the first few years of this really young team. But
Hmm.
even if they don't make the Super Bowl, okay, I'm not saying that they're going to make the Super Bowl. I'm not saying that that should be the expectation for them, but their Super Bowl window is now wide open. I think for the next at least 2 or 3 years. So
Hmm.
it's all up from here. Just even I don't think you mentioned Joe Mixon
Yeah.
also on their
Yeah.
team.
Yeah.
I know he's a little older and for the running back wise, but like still very talented.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I think even just this team in general, if I'm not wrong, Tank Dell, he has been something else. I mean,
Nico Collins,
Nico
don't forget about him.
Collins, yeah, Stephon Diggs now adding to that insane wide receiver core. Robert Woods, John Mechie. I mean,
John Mitch,
there,
he was a demon at Alabama. Too bad. I know he got hurt a lot, but
yeah, yeah,
crazy.
but still, I mean, this offense and defense, both sides of the ball, absolutely loaded. I mean, even having Lermy Tunsil up at O line blocking for CJ, and he's not that pocket passer quarterback that you need. He's that quarterback who's able to make plays, and I think we even talked about this a few years back when we were talking about Marcus Mariota getting acquired by the Falcons. Unfortunately, that did not play out how we imagined. But it still goes to show that the playmakers in the future of the NFL are in those players who can make plays out of the pocket, which is great to see. So yeah, I think the Texans are coming in for a hot playoff run. I think we're gonna see a Texans Chiefs AFC Championship. Way too early predictions, but that's what I'm thinking right now. What are your thoughts on that, Mehul?
I mean, Texans is a very good pick. I would say, I mean, Chiefs. I can't even say anything. Like they back-to-back Super Bowl champions. They're obviously the
Yeah.
favorites probably to win it again. I mean, how can they not be?
Yeah.
So, I mean, this I think
Yeah.
it's a perfectly good prediction. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, I mean, the thing it was like I remember at the beginning of last season, everybody was like, "The Chiefs are frauds. The Chiefs are frauds," and then
I think
look
I
how
was on
that
that train
panned out.
too. I'm
I
not
mean,
gonna lie.
obviously, I mean, a Detroit Lions team comes in week one into Arrowhead and beats Kansas City, the de defending champions. Who is not gonna think that they have something to worry about there? But I mean, it was just the Lions were insanely good. Just happened to be not the Chiefs were bad, just the Lions were good. But
And Kadarius
yeah.
Toney is really bad. That's
Oh
what we
yeah,
figured out week
yeah.
one.
Whew. That man is. I think we've seen two memed NFL receivers, one
He's
of
still on the
which,
Chiefs.
yeah, I think
Kadarius
so.
Toney. I
Pretty
guess I don't
sure.
know.
Yeah, yeah, he's still with the Chiefs.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, but what I was saying is there's two NFL receivers that have been memed. Slant Boy and this man. And like they are not gonna hear the end of it, no matter how many good plays he makes. It's gonna take a while to come back from that.
He got cut, right? Michael Thomas. I don't think he's there anymore.
Yeah, I think so.
So sad.
I think he's a
Even though
free
he's on the
agent.
Saints.
Yeah,
So
he's a
sad what
free
happened to him.
agent. Yeah, I mean he got riddled with injuries too. Um, but yeah, I think yeah. So as far as in the AFC side of things, Texans and Chiefs are the front runners. Let's move on to the NFC side of things where things are looking a little more interesting with the Detroit Lions coming back, an emerging new Bears team which had some very very talented pickups in the draft and
Let's talk about
the
the whole NFC North,
Packers.
honestly. I mean, yeah,
All right,
three
let's go
NFC North.
for it.
Well, Vikings. There's not much to talk about. I'd say. I mean, I still think they could be competitive with Sam Darnold. Hopefully, he can make a comeback there with the Vikings. I think I'll leave the Vikings there. Well, we'll see how their season goes.
Yeah.
Three great teams in the NFC North. There's probably can compete with the AFC North for the best division in football. Maybe we'll see next year. But I'm
Hmm.
going to start with I'll start with the Lions. I feel like they're rightfully the favorites in this division again. Not again. I mean, they won last year, rightfully the favorites this year. And I mean, what's there not to like about this team? Really similar vibe from the Texans, from what I see, and a lot of good young players from head to toe on this roster. From obviously the quarterback Jared Goff, Jameer Gibbs, Amon-Ra St. Brown, probably
The big one.
now, and even on defense, what's Aiden Hutchinson? I think that's his name.
Yep, yep, yep.
He's a deep, just so many young, amazing players on their offense. And now Terry and Arnold that they just got in the draft. What a steal that is.
Yes.
At what, like
Yes.
30? I think they traded up for him. So 29, whatever they got him at, that's a steal. He was projected top 10. I've seen. But
Yeah.
like so many, and how did I forget Penny Sewell? Probably one of the best offensive guards in the league.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, so many great things to look forward to with this
Th
team.
there's a lot that's going good here up in Detroit. And I think one thing that should be taken into account is the culture and that tone. And we realize how important that is with why did I just randomly blank out? I forgot his name. But the Dan
Dan
Campbell,
Gamble.
yeah.
Yeah.
The head coach coming in there, setting a tone. I mean, from being a former Lions player and coming back in and making and sending a message to the rest of the league that he's not here to mess around. And nobody expected the Lions to do as well as they did. I mean, it was just a toss up as many teams always are before the season starts, but they came and they took care of business and they sent a message, especially. I mean, yeah, this is a hugely young team, which is one thing that is really need to keep in mind. The only thing that I could potentially see being an issue is I don't know how old Jared Goff is, but he's been in the league for quite some time. Has he
He's not that
not?
old. No. He got drafted in
Oh
2015.
yeah. Okay.
Come on.
I'm thinking of his Todd Gurley days. Anyways, yeah, he's also very young,
He
especially for
is very young.
quarterback.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they have they have a lot of time and a lot of talent on their hands to do great things. And yeah, this team will go places. Maybe not to the
And
Super Bowl, but will
I
go
mean, you never
places.
know. I mean, they were what? They should have made the Super Bowl this past year, in my
Yeah,
opinion. A
they should have.
terrible choke in that game. But
They should have.
it's just, I don't know. I mean, from what I've seen, the only thing I feel like that could really hurt this team is just the division, depending on how good
Mm,
the division is and how tough that is. I mean, I guess we gotta wait and see. Yeah,
yeah. Yeah, it's just a waiting game again. I mean, you can only say so much from the rosters and the predictions and the draft, but it's all just who plays better ball.
yeah.
It's just literally all it is. With that, do you want to go
This
ahead
team.
and talk about the Bears, Mr.
I'll let you start.
Mr. Caleb Williams and Rome Odunze getting picked up by the Bears, two first round picks, both top 10, I'm pretty sure, right?
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
one was it 1 in 10 or one? No, one
I
in nine. Yeah, one
One
in
and
nine.
nine, 1 and 9,
Yeah,
yeah. So Roma and Dunze and Caleb Williams, I honestly don't think this Bears team is going to be all that. I may be just hating, but I mean, in the NFL, experience matters. And like, I just think Caleb Williams doesn't have experience yet. And I don't think that the Bears just have that. Like, two players are not going to make all that difference, you know? And like, there's so many other factors that people just overlook just because they're a young and upcoming team. Okay, yeah, they also got Keenan Allen, but like that can only do so much if Caleb Williams is not able to like adjust to the NFL. College to NFL is a transition. There are many people who have not been able to make that transition, who have been bust. Josh Rosen, for example, God knows where he is right now. Like you can't just jump and say, okay, this person was drafted well. Devontae Adams was like the 52nd pick in 2014. Look at where he is now. He's one of the top receivers in the league. Like draft stock does not mean anything when it comes to playing football. And I think that a lot of people overlook that, and that's why the Bears are getting overhyped, especially. So I think that the Bears are not going to do all that. They're going to be, I'm gonna just throw it out there, 6-11. Nothing crazy, nothing too bad, but just not the team that anybody was expecting. But I think it's just time. But they have the potential, they just need time, in my opinion.
I agree with you on some of that. Definitely, I feel like they're a little overhyped, just because you got to keep in mind this other team was not very good last season up until the last few weeks, and the main thing for me is just the head coach. I mean, he probably has what maybe 11 wins the past 2 seasons, and he hasn't really done crap before that. Matt Eberflus, I think he should have been fired after this last year. It just would have been so much. It would have made so much more sense. New quarterback, new head coach, just having two people that are tied together. Because Matt Eberflus, in my opinion, still has a little bit ties to Justin Fields and all that past era that just ended.
Hmm.
And just to start fresh, start new with a new quarterback, new regime, it would have made so much more sense, like mentality wise, for the players, for the organization.
Hmm.
I feel like that would have helped a lot just with just the mindset in the locker room
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
everybody. And
Yeah.
then, yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I agree with that. I mean, culture is a huge thing, and I think if you're gonna wipe the slate clean, wipe it all away, why leave some remnants and then have
Exactly.
to rebuild again, you know?
And obviously, I think Caleb Williams is going to be a great quarterback. Obviously, everything you said is right about like nothing being assured. But
Right.
from what I've seen in college, he's going to be great. I'm not saying he's going to be amazing his first year, but obviously we'll wait and see. But yeah, I think for me the main issues were the head coach and just the hype. I think there's so much hype around them. I think their peak, maybe they can compete for a wild card spot, but um, I think 6-11 is too low, a little too low for what you said. I think they're a little better than that. I would say maybe 8 and 9, 8 and 9 ish.
Okay.
Allen, DeAndre Swift.
Oh, Meho, you got cut off. You said 8 and 9-ish, and then there was a gap. If you want
Oh,
to,
okay. I was saying like I think they're good enough to they're they'll get 8 and 9 around there, maybe plus or minus 1 or 2 wins. But I think they have a good veteran core of like Keenan Allen, DJ Moore, especially on the offensive side, Cole Kmet, DeAndre Swift. I think the defensive side is needs a little work. That's another reason why I feel like they're a little overhyped.
Hmm.
And yeah, for me, it's just defense and head coach. I think those two. We'll see how this next year goes with pretty much a whole new team. But yeah, that's my thoughts on the Chicago
Those
Bears.
those are very, very valid thoughts. I think you explained that very well. Yeah, I think yeah, also on the defensive side of things, I mean, if I'm being completely honest, it has been quite some time since the season has been going on. So I think there's kind of a gap in my memory for the wholeness of all the teams. But with that, and with talking about these draft picks, let's talk about the most controversial draft pick of all, Michael Penix Jr. getting drafted by yours truly, the Atlanta Falcons at 8 overall. After signing one of the most, like the highest paid quarterback deals in a while.
Was it really? I didn't see that. How much was it?
It was 40, what is it? 50 million guaranteed or 40 million guaranteed. It was something absurd. Hold on.
I kind of this past few months I haven't really paid attention to a lot, so I don't really.
Yeah, no,
I don't.
$180 million for 4 years. 50 million signing
Wow,
bonus, 100 million guaranteed.
180 for 4 years.
Yeah,
That's huge.
with 100 million guaranteed. And then they proceeded to draft a quarterback.
Oh, you're talking about Kirk.
Yeah.
I thought you said Penix got 180 million.
No, why?
That's
I don't know.
that's why I was so confused.
No, 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 no. No.
I think I got cut out a little bit, so I think you were talking about Penix, and then it said
Yeah.
after signing one of the biggest like deals
No, I should
ever.
have clarified. I said meant like after signing Kirk, like
Okay,
only a month prior.
okay. That's why I'm like, damn, Penix getting
Yeah,
180 mil is
that
insane.
that would not be a rookie deal.
And then once you said 100 million guaranteed, I'm like, wait, that's the Lee Kirk's deal. And I'm like, okay, that makes
Yeah.
sense. Okay, keep going. Sorry.
No, you're good. But yeah, I think signing Kirk Cousins, going into the Atlanta Falcons, they have the highest ceiling of any NFC team this year. And I say that because of the fact that the talent that has been acquired by Terry Fontenot has been some of the best talent and some of the most overlooked talent that a lot of these NFL teams have not been able to recognize, you know? And that's why I have a strong, strong feeling that this is going to be a great, great team. And I have faith in Michael Penix. I do think that will be okay. I do think that he has time. Like, I'm not completely upset with the pick either because when thinking about it, with the nuances of Kirk Cousins' deal, they do say that they can technically cut him after 2 years after paying him that guaranteed money. So Michael Penix could start within 2 years. And also, the future's uncertain. Kirk could get injured like very easily within his second year or in his third year. So it's good to have a quarterback because the mentality of this team is we're never going to be bad enough to pick this high again. That's what Terry Fontenot said. And I firmly believe in that. Because remember when everybody was clowning on us? I mean, I also was clowning. Why we draft a running back? Why? And then look what happened. He is by far the most talented rookie running back. Just pure talent. No, like hardworking, dedicated, but talent all around. Like the amount of plays that he was able to make, the amount of yards that he was able to gain that a regular running back would not have been able to do, made all the difference. Obviously,
Okay,
our
side
season.
note. Sorry, just
No,
quick
no,
before I
go
finish
ahead.
on.
Yeah.
Uh, okay, this is just a quick thought. I think genuinely, if he was used correctly, he would have had a similar season to Bijan's rookie year. I think they had,
Bijan?
sorry, not Bijan, Saquon. Saquon.
Okay. Yeah.
I think like just their skill sets and
Uh-huh.
just the way they play. What's the play? The first touchdown he had against the Panthers. That first touchdown with that crazy juke.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know what you're talking about.
I'm
Hold
not
on,
even
let's pull it
joking.
up. Let's pull it up because we can screen share here.
Not joking.
Go ahead and keep talking.
I had Saquon flashbacks when I watched that because
No, yeah.
Saquon was like the first real hyped rookie running back that we had more recently. I would say that the one that I more recently remember, and he fully lived up to that hype and just how good he was that rookie year was
Right.
insane. So I
Yeah.
mean, I think obviously. Bijan didn't have the stats compared to how Saquon was, but I think if he was used correctly, he could have lived up to that.
Yeah,
So I
and
mean,
as you're talking about, why don't we just go ahead and show everybody who hasn't seen Bijan's play? This is it. Hold on, let me go ahead and turn the volume down a little bit. I mean, this kid is a stud. Just gone, gone. Like
yeah,
the ability, like if you go back here and you see where he is, this defender coming down, this guy's about to break this tackle, right? Or break this block. And a defender right in front of him, he just caught the ball. Nobody is expected to score this type of touchdown. This is like not heard of. Like, okay, there's one. There's also this guy coming down here. He's contained inside. Tell me how he's gonna score. He's 12 yards out.
and it's not like these
Like
guys are nobodies that he's breaking tackles. These are like not all-star, Pro Bowl caliber players that like Frankie
literally.
Louvu, Shaq Thompson, I think is number 7 on the Panthers. Those are two very good players on leaders on that defense for the Panthers. So
And he makes
making
him
him look
look
silly like
dumb.
that,
Like
yeah,
look at them.
making
They're
him look
looking
silly.
at him walk in. He's just walking like he got untouched. Like it's nothing. I mean, there's also that Packers play that happened. I mean, I'm not gonna pull that up because we could sit here all day and watch Bijan highlights, to be honest. I mean, the kid is lightning in a bottle, and Terry was absolutely pummeled for that. He was pummeled for that pick. So why not give Michael Penix a chance? You know, why not give him a chance too? And the other thing, right? If we're speaking on a defensive side of things, yes, our secondary is lacking. However, we have Jesse Bates for another 3 years. We still have AJ Terrell. We have great defensive linemen that we drafted, some of which were out of Clemson. Again, everybody was like, "Oh, this was a reach. This was a reach." I forgot his name, but Rook Orenhoro, right? Or
Something like that, yeah.
something like that. Yeah, he was out of Clemson, and he was just like Grady. Grady was drafted in the third round. This guy was drafted in a similar like round from Clemson. Clemson produces those defensive linemen, and to be able to get pressure on that quarterback is all we need to finish the job. Linebackers, Caden Ellis, absolute stud from free agency that we got picked up. Nate Landman, stud. Troy Anderson, stud. Absolute studs at all positions. Literally, like, and the thing is, defensive line is the only position that we're lacking, and they got like 5 defensive linemen in the draft. Gave everybody an opportunity to prove themselves on the map. If this guy doesn't work out, this guy will. And then on top of that, Rondale Moore, Rondale Moore,
And Darnell
Darnell
Mooney, don't
Mooney,
forget. Yeah.
Kyle Pitts, Drake London, Bijan Robinson, and Kirk Cousins, a quarterback that is potentially, I would argue, top 10 in the NFL. Like,
Yeah, I agree.
there's not, and an offensive line that's absolutely solid with Chris Lindstrom, the best guard in the NFL. The best guard in the NFL. Like, there is no reason, again, and with a new coach, a new mentality. And the thing is, everybody saw the potential. Everybody saw the potential of Bijan, Drake, everybody saw the potential in the Atlanta Falcons. Arthur Smith was clowned for it. He used all of the like key players as minimal as possible. He used them like they were decoys essentially and didn't utilize them to the best of their ability. So that's why as soon as Arthur Smith got fired, everybody was like, "Oh my God, like what are the Falcons gonna do now?" Like it was a genuine conversation in the NFL. What are the Falcons gonna do and how are they gonna perform? Especially with Kirk Cousins. All we were missing was a quarterback, and we got it, and then some, and some defensive linemen. The only potential that I see is our defense may be lacking at pressure, but we were top 10 defense in the NFL last year. So like there's so much potential and all it was mismanagement by Arthur Smith and that old coaching staff that can easily be resolved by Raheem Morris. And the culture that he sets is like impeccable. If you listen to that his first speech, there's literally like a vibe in that room. There's a tone in that room of wanting it more than those other teams out there. There's like a need for Grady Jarrett. Get this man a ring, dude. He's been with us for God knows how long. He had the most sacks in the Super Bowl. He's the Super Bowl sack record holder to this day. And he still hasn't had a ring. And he's put his body on the line time and time again. And we're gonna get him back. We're gonna get him back. And like I forgot the stat. Some crazy, crazy game-changing player. Uh, we had an insane like we scored or we held the defense or their offenses to a significantly lower amount of points when we had Grady, compared to that second half of the season. So to get him back and to get him to be healthy, that's huge. Like, I
I think.
there's
Sorry,
no much more. No, no, no. I'm just saying, there's like nothing more to say that like there talk about a void. It's been filled.
Like literally, I'm gonna tell you, you hit it on the nose. I think I have nothing else to say because you went over everything. I mean, I think going back to the draft stuff, the Penix was like, I think people really get caught up with the fact that people forget that the fact that the draft is not only one round.
Yes,
I think
yes,
people get really caught up with like, oh, you need to get your biggest need with your first overall pick. I mean, at the same time, you don't want to reach. And from the pick that the Falcons made, we realized that they valued a lot of the defensive players. And from you can see from the draft as a whole, a lot of the defensive players were valued a lot lower than some of the best offensive players.
right.
And yeah, I mean, just they went with what was right. And all I can say is just we gotta wait and see. We gotta trust
Yeah,
and hope Penix lives up to the hype that the Raheem Morris seeing him. So
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, you cut off for a second. You said that the Falcons and then you got cut off. So if you want to
my
restate.
bad.
No, no, you're good. Just if you wanted to restate.
I mean, gotta think about what I said.
I said something
It was
about
just
Raheem Morris.
no, it's
And
just
then
I mean, we just gotta trust in Raheem Morris and Terry
yeah,
Fontenot and
yeah,
whatever plan they have in store for our quarterback situation, our team. We just gotta trust in it and
yeah,
hope it pays off in this next decade. Because I assume that's their plan. Just Penix being the quarterback of the
yeah.
future for the next decade for this team.
Yeah, and we're a hella young team too. That's something that a lot of people seem to forget. On offense, all our players, Drake London, Bijan, Kyle Pitts, three offensive, or now it's four. Now it's four offensive first round picks in the past 4 years that hit all pieces: quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end. What else do you want, bro? And you already have Chris Lindstrom up front. Like that's basically like all you need. The dude is a stud. Like you just need him to be healthy. And Penix can also scramble. And the fact that we didn't talk about this at all. He's a left-handed quarterback. That makes it so much harder for defenses to game plan against him. That makes it so much harder because it's like you're playing a different quarterback. This quarterback can make plays. He can roll out to the left and make those throws. So you kind of have to, it's just like a completely different situation for defenses to attack, which I think hasn't been addressed by a lot of people yet either. But yeah, I think the Falcons have a like I know we talk about it a lot, and I know that in the past we have definitely said some things on this podcast about the Atlanta Falcons, about all the high hopes that we've had for this team, but this is the best chance that this team has had in a very, very, very long time. The last time we went to the playoffs was 7 years ago. Like
We were in
that
seventh grade last
we
time we were
were
in the playoffs.
literally in middle school. Now both of us are in college, almost
Yeah,
halfway through college, and the Falcons are yet to make a playoff game. So it's about time, and I hope that we're gonna be able to get the job done this year at least and
yeah. You gotta
solidify
wait and see.
ourselves. But
Yeah.
yeah,
How much time
any
we got left? Just so I know.
I just got a warning, so I don't know if that's 10 minutes or 5,
Okay,
but I'm
so I
assuming
mean,
it's 10.
okay, that's fine. Yeah, tennis chill.
Oh no, it's 10 because I sent you the link at 6:40.
Right.
But yeah. Do you have anything else you wanted to cover, Mehul?
I think I don't
We
know.
could
I mean,
we could watch some Bijan highlights for the last 10 minutes. We could
uh,
analyze Michael Penix's gameplay if you want. We have 9 minutes left.
I'm not good at that type of stuff, but I'm gonna watch it.
All right, let's go ahead and do that then.
I haven't done much. Really, I've been tuned off football for the past few months,
I mean,
so I
yeah,
really don't know much is going on.
yeah, neither do I, to be honest. It's just um oh yeah, the other thing about Michael is the fact that he's been riddled with injuries and he had oh my God, this line was so tough. This man has confidence and a half. He said they can run all the tests they want to on me, but the only thing they need is an
So,
EKG. But also, in all fairness, Desmond Ritter said he would try and win a Super Bowl here, and he said he's not leaving without a Super Bowl, but he left without a Super Bowl. So like, let's calm down. All right, let's look
I
at his.
think, yeah, go ahead.
No, 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 go ahead.
I
There's
mean, no,
more.
I was gonna say, at this point, all we can do is just wait till he plays. Wait till we see what. Just wait till everybody takes the field, and we just gotta see how this team is. So
Yeah,
that's a lot of why I didn't really like pay attention to a lot of stuff because for this past 7 years, you get used to a lot of talk but nothing, no results.
yeah,
So that's why I
yeah. I
kind of
think,
shut up the talk. So
yeah, we've. I think I definitely have all people have been the most optimistic Falcons fan every single year. Said
for sure.
I'm literally like the Cowboys. Remember, I'm like, this year's our year, guys. This year's our year. This year's our year. And we go 7-10 every year.
Yep.
Okay. All right, let me go ahead and screen share. Let me make sure I can share audio too. Share sound. Bang. All right, here we go. Here is Michael Penix. 4 minutes of Michael
Just
Penix.
about got to zero. Penix gets the snap off. Takes the shot.
Beautiful ball. That was a kind of, that was a, I wouldn't say easy throw, but
Penix
it was pretty wide open.
take a shot down the field looking for Odunze.
That was an interception if he didn't reach out for that.
They just blocked their tails
I'm gonna be
off with the
honest.
running back. Nixon in the backfield. Penix throws toward the corner of the
Okay,
end zone.
that's a good ball. Michael, can you see my
Dude,
screen?
yeah, I can see everything.
Okay.
I'm just some crazy throws, dude.
Those are the type of throws we need him to make.
Can you pause it real quick?
Yeah, yeah.
No, I just want to say, especially like with me being a Texas fan and watching him like torch us in the semifinal game, I think that was my first thought when I saw him when we saw him get drafted to us, and I'm like, I couldn't be mad at the pick just because I single saw the whole game and watched every single throw he made, and he diced us up that game. So
Yeah.
I mean, he's a great, probably one of the best passers I've seen in college. Come out of college like that. So I mean, those are my thoughts.
Got it. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I accidentally clicked play.
No, no worries.
Penix going deep. Odunze
His throwing motion is a bit odd. He really pulls it back before he launches it. All the way back behind his head. I don't know, it just seems a little bit different than other quarterbacks. That's a dime. That's an absolute dime.
Zipped right around him. Final minute of this first quarter. Pressure picked up again. Launched for the end.
That's a dime again. That's a dime again. Hold on. While we're at this, I'm gonna go ahead and look up the highlights of the other players that we had just picked up because we have 5 minutes left. So it's about 2 minutes for Rondale Moore highlights and about 1 minute for Darnell Mooney highlights. Right. Where is it? Oh yeah, we also Matt Ryan, Ring of Honor. Falcons Ring of Honor. That's huge. Congratulations to
I
Matt.
actually missed that. I saw that a little bit late. So I mean, that's huge. I mean, it was pretty obvious it was going to happen, but it was.
I mean, yeah.
The
Also,
way they did it was really nice.
Ray McLeod. Sorry to cut you off. We signed Ray McLeod. We didn't even say his name once. He's our new kick returner. It's huge. All right, hold on. Let me screen share here. It's about 3 minutes, so we'll just put it in.
Just this situation. Number 48 for the Titans. He's pressuring Murray. Stops on a dime. Rolls to the far side. Not much is there. Steps back and throws, and it's caught by.
Again, I mean that was an easy catch, but at least he's able to make the plays after the time is expiring and he's scrambling. Anyway, I think that is it Thank you guys for a great episode. Mehul, any final last thoughts?
I mean, hopefully you'll see a lot more of us in the future, the near future. I know we
Hopefully.
like dipped for like 2 years, but
We're back.
yeah, we are so back.
We are so back.
It's so fun doing this again. I just love talking about football with you, Liam. It's
Thank
always
you.
great when we get to do this. So
Same here, Mehul. Same
yeah,
here.
that's all I got.
All right, everybody. Thank you guys for watching First and 40, and we will see you guys next time.